Speaking of the finals, after practice on Friday, LeBron James was asked a series of questions about the upcoming finals, one of which was his thoughts on one Steph Curry. Let's listen.
It's uncanny. I don't think there's ever been a guy in our league to be able to shoot the ball as well as he does, off the dribble or off the catch, off the ball. And, you know, he just creates so many different matchup problems for your defense, and you always have to be aware of them.
How do you slow him down?
How do you, same way you slow me down.
Well,
you can't.
That's funny. Okay, so Stephen A., LeBron's comments, you like them?
Yes, I do. But it's not because of the words that came out of his mouth. It was because of the look on his face when he said it. Everybody else may have been laughing. He wasn't. He dead serious. He understands the incredible task that is ahead of them. We all know, regardless of what way we're going to pick Skip, and we'll announce it later on in the week, who we're going with.
By the way, you're sitting right on the fence, right?
That's right. Yes, I am. No question about it. It's 50-50. And we all know that the Golden State Warriors are the better team. They're deeper. As great as Cleveland's defense has been, Golden State's defense has been better. We look at, you know, all the statistical information that you put out there instead of the field goal percentage defense, three-point shooting, all of this other stuff. We get what we're seeing from the Golden State Warriors. They are legit, not to mention the fact that any team that's won 65-plus games in the regular season and going to the NBA Finals, it's happened 13 times. They're 13-0. They don't lose. So we understand the insurmountable task it appears that the Cleveland Cavaliers are against, but they have LeBron James. He's the best player in the world. And when I look at LeBron and I compare that to Steph Curry, it's something special. Because with LeBron, I agree with what he's saying. You know, when you talk about a guy like Steph Curry, here's what makes Steph Curry special. I covered Allen Iverson as a beat writer for his first 6-7 years in the league. And then the last 3, I was an NBA columnist. Allen Iverson struck complete fear in so many opponents because every single night this dude was in attack mode. It was never a night that he did not try to take you out. He was always swinging for the fences, and you knew if you were going to guard him, he was coming. Here's what makes Steph Curry even more dangerous. Allen Iverson, you're backing up and you're trying to shut off lanes, and you're looking in front of him and you're trying to stay in front of him. Steph Curry, you literally have to worry about him from the time he comes past half court, because he has the kind of range where he can literally pull up from 40. And it's like, yo, he can make 40 to 45% of these shots from 40. This dude is on another level as a shooter. He's the greatest shooter I have ever seen, ever. And so when you have that fear, then you start sitting there and you're looking at it like, I've never seen anything like this in my day. Maybe a Pete Maravich, and I don't know, but I have never seen it in my day. So then I look at LeBron. Well, LeBron causes you a different problem because he's 6'8", because he's 250, because he's a locomotive. He can handle the rock. He's going to the hole. He can go to the free throw line anytime where he can play above the rim. He's a man amongst boys, all of this other stuff. Completely different arsenals, but both equally as lethal. And so I just look at it from that perspective, and I'm like, good Lord have mercy. I mean, LeBron is shooting. He's got the worst shooting percentage and the three-point shooting percentage in the postseason for his career. And we're still sitting here and very, very worried about him because at any given moment, the lion gets out of the cage, man. And that's what I'm looking at when I see LeBron on that foot. Same way you stop me. It can't be done. You can't. And he's not playing. And so I look at it from that perspective. And I say, Iman Shumpert, J.R. Smith, Tristan Thompson, these are rough riders, bro. I mean, these guys, they look like they will cut your heart out to beat you. This ain't like Miami last year where you got guys in South Beach a little bit comfortable. Oh, no, this is a little, not D-Wade, of course, but I'm talking about everybody else around it. Man, I just don't know. I just don't know. But he's right. I have no problem with his statement because it's accurate.
Not only do I have no problem with what LeBron said, I thought he was being kind to Steph Curry.
Right.
Because LeBron James is less stoppable than Steph Curry is stoppable. Would you agree with that?
Less stoppable?
He's less stoppable. When LeBron decides to take the ball into the
he's
paint,
unstoppable.
He's close to unstoppable in the paint.
Yeah, you lost me there.
But again,
English major.
like we have two distinctly different players here, which intrigues me about this question. Because on the one hand, you already pointed out, you didn't go far enough, but LeBron James, at this moment in time, has the lowest playoff shooting percentage for a playoff run in the history of the playoffs at 17.6%. That's with players who have shot more than 60 attempts, okay? We know what Steph Curry's already done. He set the playoff record for making three-pointers. He's all the way up to 73 in 15 games. The old record was Reggie's 58 in 22 games. So we have the greatest postseason shooter ever from three, and we currently have the worst three-point shooter in the history of the playoffs. But here's the problem. You still live and die by the three. I still think that's an axiom we should observe going into this finals. Because if Steph has a night like he had on February 26th at Cleveland when he shot 3 for 9 from three, they're in harm's way because they can lose when they don't make threes. My Spurs went out there early this season and won a game at that place that you say they call it Roracle now because Steph Curry went 0 for 7 from three. So if he has a cold night, they are beatable. But if LeBron James just decides there's only one player that can stop LeBron James in this world, and it's LeBron James. And that's when he starts jacking up three-point shots. That's the only way to stop him is that he stops himself because he's jacking up too many three-pointers because he's not very good from there. He's not good enough to shoot the high volume that he shot in his career. But if he attacks and gets in the lane, nobody can stop him, which is how, in large part, he scored 42 on the night of February 26th in Cleveland. Now, he got rare hot from three that night later. He's made 4 of them, so he made 1 more than Steph did. But the point is he made 8 out of 10 in the paint that night because no Draymond, no Harrison Barnes, no nobody can really stop him when he puts his mind to getting to the basket. So, again, they're the flip side of each other, but Steph is stoppable because Steph can just go cold all of a sudden because his shot is a much higher degree of difficulty than LeBron James' shot. So, I'm sorry, LeBron was just being nice when he said, you know, basically, he's me. You know, we're both unstoppable. No, LeBron's the one that's unstoppable. Steph is stoppable.
I don't think Steph is stoppable. I think the only thing that can stop Steph is himself, because when you are a marksman and a long-distance sniper, what happens is you're either making it or missing it. It's usually not because of another human being. It's because your shot isn't falling on this particular night. Because we've seen Steph Curry make contested shots. That's what makes him so great. It just goes up. And it goes in. And it doesn't matter who's on him, what hand is in his face, whatever. If you ain't blocking the shot, I've seen Steph Curry shoot with his eyes closed and the ball goes in. I've seen him launch shots and turn around and run down court before the ball went in the wing. He's just that kind of marksman. And the one thing that I would add about LeBron James is this. Last year, skipping the playoffs, he averaged 27 points, 28 in the finals, shot 56% from the field in the playoffs. All right? And as close as percentage was up there against San Antonio, they still got spanked in 5 games.
Well, they got routed.
So what I'm saying to you is the greatness of LeBron James may very well not be enough in this series.
Okay, but our man Shumpert, he might have a different tact about Steph than you're talking about. He would tell you if you do get up into him and do get a hand in his face enough, you can bother that shot.
I've already spoken to the Cleveland Cavaliers about that. They say that you deny him the ball.
You can do that.
They don't say that. They don't say anything about Steph once he has the ball.
Yeah.
They talk about denying him the ball.
Well, when he's dribbling the ball up the floor, that's pretty tough to deny.
Golden State moving the basketball better than they have.
Oh, there was a rout, you say?
A complete annihilation
by
last year.
Record
margin in the finals.
Okay.
In 5 games.
5.
I was wrong. I thought it would be in 6.
You were incorrect that one time. Moving on, when we come back, is Tebow just another arm in Eagles training camp? Another Eagle, another Eagle is talking trash. He seems to think so. We'll be right back in just a few moments.
Said I like the way you steer your ship now, and maybe you'll